how long have you lived in Rosedale?
Oh, about, I'd say 60 years
Okay.
plus.
What brought you to Rosedale?
My family moving here.
Where did you live before?
Montevallo. Montevallo, you know where it is.
Uh-huh.
Just a little 2 steps from the Alabama College. Well, they changed the name now to the University of Alabama. Montevallo.
What's your first memory from when you moved here?
Oh, my first memory when I moved here, thought I was coming to a great city, Birmingham, Alabama. I was real young and excited to come to Rosedale. I had relatives live here, used to visit to Montevallo, but never had a dream that I would be moving to Rosedale. But
So, when you got here, what did you think about it?
I thought it was beautiful. I loved it, surrounding and everything.
What's the most interesting thing that you found around Rosedale?
The most interesting thing, a lot of excitement, a lot of people, met a lot of friends, and we just had so much fun. And going to school at Rosedale, it just made me feel great.
Did you ever think about leaving?
No, no other place from here to Africa, no other place I like that I would love to live is Rosedale.
So, most of your family lived here?
Yes.
Um, what was your family like?
Oh, well, you mean the family that I moved here with?
Mm-hmm.
Loving family. Reared by my uncle and aunt. My mother died when I was 4.5 years old. So she had 4 children, which was older. They taken me and my sister as their other 2 children, and couldn't have been reared by any better parents. I loved them to death.
So, you're the youngest?
I'm the youngest of my mother's children.
What was it like growing up as the youngest child?
Well, when you're growing up as the youngest child, then things always fall in your favor.
Yeah.
Because I was the youngest child in the house, period.
Do you go to church here?
Yes. My farmer's church is right down the road. When we first moved to Rosedale, I was across the highway. I was an AME because my family, most was AME. I was there about between 38 and 40 years. Then my husband was a Baptist, and so I never could get him to come with me. So then I went with him because they always say the wife's supposed to follow the husband. So I was there at my farmer church right down there for 28 years. And so just recently this year, I moved my membership, and I'm now at Union Bethel Christian Church. And that's about a 12-minute drive from here.
Oh, okay. What's just the overall community like?
Beautiful. Well, it's not now like it once was. There was so many people lived in Rosedale. If you look at it now, you wouldn't believe that many people lived in Rosedale. It was all just black, real neighbors, and all up and down the highway, the main street out there was black families lived all up and down there. And just all over Rosedale, so many empty houses here now, so many torn down houses, so many unused houses. But during the time, it once was one of the prettiest places. Everyone would always want to come to Rosedale. So it just really, it makes your heart bleed when you think about how it is getting now compared to what it used to be.
What do you think about them changing Rosedale to Homewood?
Well, we couldn't do anything about it but complain because, when people are going to make a change, they're going to do that. And it was upsetting to the community. But it was once Rosedale. That's where people get mixed up. They think it was Homewood, but it was a Rosedale before it was a Homewood. Because Rosedale citizens were all up and down the main highway. They had black business all up and down the highway. And I mean, it was just, just one time, just plain Rosedale. And we still refer it to as Rosedale. Mm-hmm.
So when people ask you where you live, you say Rosedale?
Rosedale, Homewood. That's the way I refer it, Rosedale, Homewood. Because see, a lot of people have never heard of Rosedale. Mm-hmm. Because then they wants to know Rosedale. Well, I always refer to them, it was a Rosedale before it was Homewood. Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard of Rosedale till we started to
mm-hmm.
this. Mm-hmm. So, what's the community interaction like? Are you the neighbors friendly?
Oh yes, the neighbors are friendly. That's why I say it's no other place that I would like to live other than Rosedale. And then it's not now like it once was. You didn't have to worry about your children. You didn't have to worry about your home because everybody was looking out for each other. Because, we used to go to the store and didn't have to lock your door. Just pull your door, but just, and I have gone, just hook my stream and back stream and just go on to the store because the neighbors was watching out for each other. But you can't do that anymore. And they were concerned about your children. You didn't have to worry about your children. They was watching out for your children, but don't do that anymore now like it once was. But we still have some good people here in Rosedale, and they have some of the same ideas and things that they once had. But it's not a whole lot of that because we have a lot of new people moving into Rosedale because they like to get close to the schools because Homewood is one of the best schools in the system. Everybody's trying to get to Rosedale or Homewood for their children, because my youngest son, he graduated from Homewood.
So you said there's a lot of new people here.
Yeah, a lot of new people coming in now.
Do you feel safe in your neighborhood now?
Well, yes, to point I feel safe, but it's not like it once was. You can't take the chances now that we once did. Yeah, I feel safe living here. Yeah.
But, are there any like block parties or anything where just the whole neighborhood comes together for a special event?
Well, they have the Homewood have these gatherings where black can go if they want to go block parties or whatever. But we have the community center up there where we always have functions for the kids, and then the park right down there, Rosedale Park right down there, they have that open. You can go there and, and use it whenever you want to use it for different occasions, and it's being used a lot.
When you go shopping, where do you go?
When I go shopping, I goes up to Piggly Wiggly up there in Homewood. Then I goes down on Green Spring, so I just wherever, that I feel like I want, but to the mall or down the gallery or wherever you want to go, Mm-hmm.
So before Homewood moved in, were there any stores just around Rosedale that you could go do all your shopping?
Oh yes, it's always been stores, always have been stores, but it was always, we used to call it, a lot of them used to say, well, we're going up to I forget the little name that they used to call it when they go in shopping, but it still refers to Homewood. Then it, just like I said, we had black grocery stores right down on Main Highway. The Lee family, which owns a lot of these houses here around here in Rosedale now. He had a big grocery store there. Then we had Montgomery grocery store. Then they had barber shops. They had restaurants, and just cleaners and just it was a lot of, things going on with the Rosedale, community that was owned by, our black residents. Mm-hmm.
Did you go to school in Rosedale?
Yes, went to Rosedale High School. When we moved here, we was going to school. We came here. My family moved here in the latter part of 41. But anyway, so they was going to school in the churches because the school had burned down, and they were building a new Rosedale school up on the hill, up there where it is now. But it's not it's something now with the Muslims. I'm not sure, but whether they have some kind of school or something up there. But anyway, it It was the Rosedale High School, one of the well-built schools in the system. And so, see, they were going in the churches. They was using the Friendship Baptist Church, the Bethel AME Church, and Union Baptist. And that's where I went to school in Union because I was in the third grade. And so then they had the high school, Friendship, right there, my former church. It was high school. Over across the highway, Bethel had classes. So that's where we went while they were building the school because the school had burned down, I think, 2 or 3 times because it used to be on this side of the highway. And so then they were building the new school up there where it is now. And so that's where we went. And then I think it was 1940, latter part of 1942, I believe it, when they completed the Rosedale High School. Then that's when they come out of the churches and went into the Rosedale High School.
How did the school burn down?
Well, I was told, see, I wasn't here. We had moved here. But I think it was set. It used to be on this highway right down. They named this street down there after the principal, Principal B.M. Montgomery. Mm-hmm. And that street, next street down from me, that's the name of the street. They named it after him, Montgomery, Montgomery Street. And so the schools was located there. And if I'm not mistaken, they said it was set fire during that time, coming up. It was bad, blood going on with, it was set fire, so they say about some of the why. I'm not really sure, because I wasn't here. So it burnt down twice. That's what I was told, so all you go by is what you're told, because I didn't live here, and then I was young, too, and then,
How did you, when you were younger, how did you get around the city?
Well, when I was younger, and we, because, see, everybody here in Rosedale went to Rosedale School, see, we walked there, and it was just right up the hill. It wasn't too far to go then. They had buses transported each year, and they was coming from all areas. They was coming from, I can't name all the places, Overton, Handale, and Trustful, and Lee's, and Mason City, Oxmoor. Oh, just different areas, but the buses, ran. But see, we walked to school because they didn't have far to go. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever use the trolley system?
Yes, if you had to get about going downtown or somewhere, you had to use the trolley if you didn't have a car. You used the trolley, and at that time it wasn't but 7 cents. And to ride it, so it might have been, from what I heard, I heard someone say used to be 5 cents. I'm not really sure about that, but I knew it was 7 cents.
That's a big difference.
Big difference, But when you didn't have a car, to get about, then, that's what you had to do. And then a lot of people said they had walked over there to the stores over downtown, which wasn't a lot of stores down there then at that particular time, but they got around and got to where they wanted to go, But it's a big difference now.
Okay, what hospital did you use? Did y'all go to hospitals here?
Oh yes, when we had to go, Hillman Hospital, it was Hillman at that time, but now it's University. But that was one of the main hospitals. And then they had South Hospital called South Howland. Then they had Norwood Hospital. Had different, I can't. But my children was born at Hillman Hospital. When I had 4 children, and they were born at Hillman Hospital.
You earlier you were telling me about your husband's plaques and everything over it.
Yes.
What did he do to get all of it?
Well, my husband and I was married. We would have been married 60 years if he would have lived. He passed 5 years ago because, with his heart problems and diabetics. But he worked at Winn-Dixie 40 years and some months. And then, he retired. So then he retired. He came down with bad diabetes and all, but he had several positions in the store. He was a dairy manager, and then he was a stock manager, and then he was just different areas how to move around in the store. So he died died this coming December on the 14th. He will have passed 5 years.